Hi, everybody. We're back. CueSports International and Bad Boys Billiard Productions would like to welcome you back here to the 2014 U.S. Bar Table Championships, 8-ball division. Action coming up for you right now. Carlo Biado and Joey Gray. Race to 5. This is Ken, and I'd like to express on behalf of the action report and the entire team here how much we greatly appreciate all of you being with us this week and also throughout all the years. It's really special, and we're glad we've got another opportunity to put some streaming out here on TAR. So Carlo wins the lag. He'll break in the first rack. Got a little update for you here on the 9-ball situation. It looks like we're going to target around 7 o'clock for the semifinals in 9-ball. That's going to be Skylar Woodward and Torsten Homan. They both play 8-ball around 4 and again maybe at 5:30. So approximately 7 o'clock, and I'll keep you updated throughout the afternoon, is going to be the semis. In all likelihood, the 9-ball final will be pushed to tomorrow. So you'll get an 8-ball final and a 9-ball final tomorrow. I want to give you, let's wait till we get underway in this rack. I got a little more update and clarification for you on the 8-ball rules that I neglected to tell you in the last match. But the table's open here. Table's always open after the break. Groups aren't established until the first ball is legally pocketed after the break. But until that happens, you can shoot a solid into a stripe or vice versa to establish your groups. And as you can see, there's a little mess down here on the foot rail. And I think the solids would be his choice, but he doesn't have a good solid to shoot at. Well, maybe the 1 will go. And the only reason I say solids is the 5 lays good to open the 3. It's going to be tough to open the 11 and the 14, so that's why he made this choice. I don't think he can make the 3-ball directly, even if he was where the 5-ball is. And right now he's got another problem because he came too far for the deuce. It's the only ball he can shoot right now. And then what? So he might play safe under the 3. And he's done that. Joey certainly has a couple of stripes to shoot at, but there's almost no point in trying to run out here because he can't run out. The only chance Joey has would be to get good on the 9 and run into the 2 stripes, get the 3 out of the way. And that might be what he's going to try to do. Joey's a very aggressive player. And he certainly doesn't want to give Carlo another opportunity if he can avoid it. Joey from Oklahoma City. The last information I had on Joey, and I think it's still correct, he plays with an Eric Durbin custom cue. Not an Eric Durbin, a Durbin custom cue, not Eric Durbin. Come on, Kenny, wake up. But anyway, Joey has a multiple amount of Midwest Tour 9-ball titles. He's got 5 Midwest 1-pocket tour titles. And he's also a former Derby City runner-up in the 1-pocket division to Shane a couple of years ago, 2012. Strong player. Well, he's picking his spot. He's going to shoot the 12, I'm pretty sure. He's picking his spot on the 13 to get where he needs to get on the 9 to open up the 2 stripes. There may be a combination there. It doesn't look like it from here. But either way, that's what the game is going to hinge upon, is what happens here. Well, I'm surprised he's taking this ball, so maybe he is trying to get up here for the combination and go right into him. Oh, nicely done by Joey. Got to be really accurate to do that, and he did so. And a nice reward is sitting there for him. Didn't even see that possibility, and that's why I'm up here. That's excellent speed. If the 8 clears the 5, he may shoot the 12 after this, and then use the 15 as the key ball. If the 8 doesn't clear, he may go the other way and wind up playing the 8 in the same pocket. He's going to shoot the 9 in. Well, this works too. If the 8 passes, he'll just want to get straight in on the 9, get the cue ball about where it is right now. And now he can go either pocket for the 8 if he's got them both. He can slide over, and that's what he's looking at. Just come right above the 2. Uh-oh. That is a really bad mistake if the 8 doesn't pass. If it does, he's going to get away with it. But it looks like it doesn't go now by the expression on Joey's face. I'll tell you, if he can't make it, his best option is to just lay it in front of the pocket on the inside jaw and try to get the cue ball down the table. Yep. That was the best possible thing he could have done there, because now Carlo cannot shoot a ball in that pocket. And Carlo can play safe, but with the 8 hanging, he'll leave several kinds of kicks. What he's going to do is shoot the 5 off the cushion off the 8. But Joey really shot himself in the foot there on that last position shot. I'm really surprised he did that. And Carlo did not execute that. He got away with it. And Joey has 2 choices here. He can bank the 8, or he can thin it into the 3 and try to tie the 2 balls up. But Carlo will have 2 object balls left to be able to open up the cluster. Joey's a great banker, so let's see what he decides to do. He played the bank and missed it badly, and it's going to cost him the rack. I would not expect Carlo to miss from here. 3 on the side. Just got to not hit the 8 ball or go full into it in the face, which is okay too. And the same here, either go flush into the 2 or shoot the 2 first. This was Carlo's break, I believe, so Joey had a real chance to steal one and get a service break right out of the gate. All right, let me clarify a couple of things here solely about the break shot. Under CSI rules, in 8-ball, the game can't begin until a legal break has been accomplished. And a legal break is make a ball or 4 balls to the cushions. So let's say that does not happen. Let's say Joey miscues on the break and grazes the rack and nothing much moves. In that situation, it would be the opponent's option to break himself or make that player who committed the illegal break over. Those are the only 2 choices on an illegal break. Now, the other situation I want to clarify is if you make the 8 on the break and scratch, you don't lose the game. You can't win or lose on the break, but the opponent would then have ball in hand anywhere with the 8 back up on the spot, or the opponent could rack them up and break. And we'll talk more about that should it arise. And in the meantime here, let's take a look at the layout and see what the better group is. First of all, what's he got to look at? I don't know that he's got, well, he can play combination to start. And he's probably, I'm thinking he might want the stripes if the 11 passes up where Joey is standing. Yeah, he's called the 10 ball, I think. Because taking solids, you'd have to open up the 8 or get on it in the right-hand side. I think the stripes are the correct group. Launch the cue ball. Nine in the side is the call. And cue ball in the corner was not the call. So that's 2 major errors by Joey in the first 2 racks. Hooking himself from making the 8 ball in the first game, or moving the 8 to a position where it couldn't go, and then a scratch here. Carlo's going to open the 8-11 right now, I would think, and you have the 1 for insurance, the 5 passes. I can't imagine him not opening the 8-11 on this shot, unless he wants to somehow save the 4 ball for his key ball and then shoot the 8 in the right-hand side. You got to plan the whole rack out before you start shooting, and you usually want to work backwards from the 8. In this case, he's got to get it open. Doesn't have to hit it very hard, just a slight little tap here. It'll separate the balls. He'll have the 1 on the side next. No, he didn't do it, so he must have something else in mind, or possibly the 8 goes all the way down here in the corner. You can now see there is a little bit of a gap between the 2 balls. From where I'm sitting over here, I couldn't tell that. So my guess is the 3 will be the final ball, and he'll get underneath the 8 and have either the side or the corner. the side. Well, Joey has made 2 mistakes, and he's paid for it with 2 games. Carlo Biado from Quezon City in the Republic of the Philippines. I believe Carlo was 30-odd years old, give or take. Plays with the Divining Q. Former Indonesia 9-ball Open champion. Has a runner-up finish in the World 10-ball. And he also has a runner-up finish in the U.S. Open 8-ball last year, having lost to Shane Van Boening in the finals at the Rio. Nice square hit there. 12 on the side. Beautiful spread. Look at these balls. The 214 is the issue here. I believe the 2 goes in the lower left, and the 5 can get him there if he wants solids. The 14, or maybe that's the, yeah, that is the 14 next to the 2. That may also go in the lower left, and the 11 can get him there. No balls around the 8. So that's, we already know what pocket that's going to go in. And I think this is a nice play here. Clear the 9 and the 10. Maybe take the 2 balls in the side. Right there, yep, and slide down for the 14 ball. That's the ball he'll want to get out of there as soon as possible. And he'll probably do it off the 15. Uh-oh, uh-oh. He got away with that. He did not want to run into that ball, but now he's still going to be okay. Just float this down about to the diamond. Nice. Depending on the angle, you'll want to go to the 11 next. A little too firm, but that'll be okay. Easy to reach, especially for a right-handed player. It looks like he can avoid the 2. And now he's straight. Well, he's got just a little angle. He did not want, he wanted to play it in the corner all the way and just slide over. But you can't really play this in the side unless you just fan it. And I think he's got to just go ahead and either power draw it or stay right there. Watch the deuce. Yep. Boy, each player with an unforced error at a key time in each of the first 3 racks. All that went wrong when he actually came a little too far on the 11 ball, which put him out of line on the 13. And as you can clearly see, if he doesn't pocket this 8-ball, he doesn't have hardly anywhere to play safe. And he likely will lose the game. And the 3 blocks the bank cross side. The cross corner is really tough, but he's got to shoot it. Need a lot of juice here. And extremely thin, because the diamonds do tend to bank a little short. And the cue ball's flying too here. All right, now that's not a loss of game. A scratch on the 8-ball is not loss of game as long as the 8 stays on the table. It's just ball in hand. It's just a standard foul. And Joey has a chance to get back on serve here. Going to save the 3-ball for his last ball. Pretty obvious. He will want to shoot the 3 in the corner. I'm pretty sure you don't want to play the side pockets if you don't have to. It just makes shape a little bit tougher. This is okay. He can just soft float this down. Probably middle diamond. Carlo made a mess of that. Boy, I'll tell you, he's not happy about it. But you won't see a lot of emotion from Carlo, as you don't from pretty much all the Filipino players. But you can be sure he's steaming inside. He knows he had a great opportunity there to get 3 racks clear. Although he will have the break if we went hill-hill. Now he's let Joey back in the match. They are using the magic rack. It is required. And the magic rack is one of our industry partners here sponsoring this event, along with the Billiard Education Foundation, OB, AZ Billiards, Simonis Cloth, Diamond Billiard Products, Predator Kamui, and our newest partner, Cyclop Pool Balls. He loaded up on that one, made the corner ball. And let's see, the solids are the group to take here. All right, we have a mystery guest in the booth. I'm not going to tell you who he is. First guy to guess his name wins nothing.
That's about what I'm worth. How you doing, Kenny?
I'm hanging in there, Jay. I'm glad it's
Saturday.
I'm glad there's only one day left. Yeah.
This is a long week, isn't it?
Yeah, it's. Well, I've been under the weather since I got here, and I'm just coming out of it here in the last 24 hours, and finally starting to actually
good for you,
enjoy
man.
myself a little bit.
Good for you. It must be rough, man.
Yeah.
Well, you know, in a crowd like this, Kenny, one person comes here sick and everybody gets sick.
Yeah, well, I know the person I got it from, but I won't out him on air anymore. I've already done it once.
Okay. Good match here.
Well, did you see the first 2 racks?
No, I didn't. I just got here.
Jay, first rack, let's see, Carlo broke, and he wound up getting in a place where he, no, I'm trying to remember now. I'm sorry. All I know is the first 2 racks, Joey made 2 mistakes that gave Carlo 2 games. Once he actually, he got out of line on the ball before the 8, and when he played shape on it, he actually nudged it to where it wouldn't go. And then that was the end of that rack. And then in the next rack, Joey took stripes, and on his second shot, he had a thin cut on the 9 on the side, and he scratched in the corner. Carlo cleaned that up. Now in the last rack, Carlo, you came in for it,
right?
And Carlo butchered his position on the ball before the 8 ball, and he had to draw straight back with low right and spin out, and it didn't spin out. It hit the 8. He wound up having to play a really tough back cut cross corner. Missed it and scratched.
Oh.
Didn't lose the game because of the scratch, but Joey had the full 7 balls out there with no traffic, and he cleaned that up. So now Joey with an excellent break here to get kind of back on serve, but Carlo will have the break if it goes hill-hill because he won the lag.
Well, it looks like Joey's about ready to tie it up right here.
Yeah, there's...
Let me ask you something, Ken. Now that we're into the 8 ball, you know, when they have the Grand Masters in Las Vegas, they played races to 7. Now here these guys are playing races to 5. I mean, we're looking at 2 Grand Master level players here. Does it seem like a short race to you?
Oh, it certainly does. Even a race to 7 is short at this level on a bar box, Jay, but the reason for the race to 5 is solely a function of the amount of players, the amount of tables, and the amount of time we have to get it done.
I understand that completely.
Yeah.
What is there, over 220 players?
221, Jay, yeah.
The biggest field of the week?
It always is in 8 ball. I think it's the second biggest field we've ever had. When you and I were doing them at the Sands, were we in the 2s back then? We were like 180s, 190s?
No. We in the last couple of years we went over 200.
Did we? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Something like that. I think 219, something right around this number.
But we didn't have a 10-ball division.
We had a short tournament.
Right,
4.5
days, 8 and 9.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. But this is a whole different deal. What made this very complicated this weekend, I got to give some props to the tournament staff, is throwing in the one pocket into the mix.
Oh, God, I'll tell you. Whatever they're paying Rick Jones and Bonnie Jones, if they made it 10 times as much, it wouldn't be enough, along with Bill and Brett and Kenny up there. I don't think, Jay, and you've been around directing 30-plus years as I have, there is not a better tournament directing team than those guys, and I don't think there's another group of people in the country that could pull this off.
My words exactly. My words exactly. To coordinate all 4 of these divisions during the course of 7 days has been a massive undertaking, and there's been very few complaints from the players. Somehow they've made it work.
Well, they always do. They always do.
Well, Carlo made a ball here. Now, is it an open table if they make
Yes.
a ball? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Oh,
yeah, it's not take what you make.
Okay.
And you can shoot a solid into a stripe until the groups are established. The problem here is the 3 ball, so I think he'd like to take stripes if he could. And I don't see any stripe that doesn't have a pocket, but the 3 ball would be the ball that would give me the concern. So for stripes, though, his opening shot is going to have to be this combination on the 9-ball. Unless he wants to thin the stripe in the side, move the 3, but he'd have to make sure he moved that 3 away from the 12.
Well, that's exactly what he's considering right now.
Mm-hmm. He could shoot the 11 ball if he wanted to back cut it, but I think there's really not a lot of advantage to doing that.
Now it looks like he wants to take stripe. I mean, solids.
Yeah, well, maybe the 3 goes in the side, Jay, and if it does, that's going to have to be the next shot. And then where's the 8 going to go?
You know, you really need to map out the whole rack before you even start.
That's how 8-ball's played.
And I think he went for the 3.
Uh-huh. And then, of course, the next ball probably he'll want to get rid of is the 1. And I think he may, if he has the angle, Jay, to bounce off the rail and get that stripe away from the side pocket so the 8 can go. These are all the little things you've got to think about during the play of the rack.
There's a lot of traffic out there on this little table.
Oh, you bet. That's why bar box 8-ball is so fascinating to me. I think it's one of the toughest games to play. The only thing tougher is 8-ball on a 10-foot table. And that's just because of distance.
Shane said the other day, he said bar box 8-ball is his favorite game.
It is his favorite game.
It's probably his best game.
And it is his best game, and he's now sitting on the 1-loss side, too.
Who beat him?
He lost late last night. I may be wrong, but I think it was Mitch Ellerman. I'm not positive. But Rick Jones told me this morning that Shane lost his second match last night. Well, he didn't move the stripe, so the 8 may have to pass that 12 up there. It's going to be snug unless he somehow finds a way to move something.
He's got to get through the rest of this rack
Yeah.
first. That 5-ball's a little bit of a problem. He may try to get to it now.
The 2 gets him to the 5, Jay. See the 2 here by the corner?
Oh, my goodness.
Did he miss that?
Oh,
Yep.
my goodness. He just totally overhit that ball. He just clubbed it.
Yep.
This has been Carlo's problem all week. He just hasn't been up to form. You know, he had kind of lackluster finishes in the 10-ball and the 9-ball.
Which really surprised me, too, because we both know how great he's been playing the last year and a half.
You know, sometimes these guys just go through slumps. And I think it's more mental than physical.
Oh, of course it is.
Because we know he's a great player. You know, it all seemed to stem from that match he played a couple weeks ago with Dennis Hatch. It kind of got him out of sorts. And he hasn't really played well since then.
Yeah, that stuff can linger with you for a while.
He played on that table 6 at Hard Times in L.A., which is such a tough table.
3 7/8 inches, is that what they are?
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll get anybody out of stroke.
Meanwhile, Joey Gray should take full advantage of this opportunity.
Well, he's got to play. He's got to probably shoot the 11. Well, if he's straight on the 11, he can shoot the 11 and stop. But I think he's got to get the 10 out of there as quickly as he can. And that probably will be next. Does the 11 go in the upper right there, Jay? Okay.
Yeah, it'll pass. It'll go in either upper corner.
So maybe you shoot the 14 here, slide over, shoot the 10, and try to draw back between the 7-5, get straight in on the 11 in the corner.
I like your analysis, but meanwhile, Joey doesn't agree.
Well, doing it this way. Well, doing it this way is okay, because if he plays the 11 and clears the 12, then comes for the 14. The 8 has plenty of pockets.
He's got to play good position right here.
Stop, almost. Well, he's a little thin on this to drag it up under the 8. So, yeah, he's just going to come out to the center. And even the 10 is the last ball is fine because you can go over and back, and you got plenty of real estate there. You're not going to get hidden by anything. So this can be played either way. I would not shoot the 10 now just because you'd have to power the cue ball. But these guys can do so much with this white ball. He might just be able to slide it right across.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Easy rack.
Well, just might have to just do a soft stop here.
No, I think he'll
Can
draw
he
back
go?
and
Can he
forth.
go 2 rails?
No, I think he'll go across just like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He had the angle to do that. And once again, for the 5th straight rack, whoever has butchered something has paid for it. And that's supposed to be what happens in 8-ball, unless there's just clusters all over the place. So Joey from 2-0 down now not only has the lead, but he's breaking, which means that he will break for the match if they each hold serve in the next 2 games.
That miss by Carlo Biado was very uncharacteristic of him. I mean, on this bar table, you don't have to hit that ball that hard ever to make it go around the table.
Exactly.
He hit it like he was on a 10-foot table.
Well, you know, you're around Carlo a lot. Is he much of a bar box player?
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
Because they don't play bar table in the Philippines.
Can't find one there.
Yeah.
I still believe that would be a great market if somebody could open it up.
Yeah.
You know, my friend Greg Sullivan, our friend Greg Sullivan, wants to bring some diamond bar tables over there. I said, Greg, let me tell you something. As soon as you bring them over there, the Chinese will be making copies of them.
Yeah, but you can't duplicate the best. It's still
true.
It would still be a copy.
Yeah, it would look like it, but it wouldn't play the same. I mean, I've seen Gold Crown 5 copies come out of China, and you get underneath the table and take a look, and it, you know,
it's balsa wood.
close to it.
Yeah, well, it's like those knockoff Louis Vuitton bags and all the fake Rolexes and all of that. Eventually, it doesn't take long to get outed on that.
Well, you know, there's virtually no copyright laws in China. You know, none of our laws over the rest of the free world affect what they produce.
Right.
Try to enforce a copyright or a patent law in China, you've got no chance.
Well, Joey has exploded the last 2 breaks. I mean, he's hitting them as hard as anybody. Watch this.
I don't hear anything going down yet.
Nothing down.
Yeah.
Look at all those balls on the right-hand side of the table.
God, it looks like a crowd of balls. It looks like 20 balls out there.
Yeah, but you know what? The stripes are the group here if he's got a good opening shot on a stripe. Can he shoot the 11? That's the ball up under the headrail.
You know, Carlo never plays this game. He doesn't even play 8-ball in the Philippines, and I think sometimes he stands at the table. He's a little baffled.
Yeah, that would explain a couple of the patterns I've seen him play, Jay. They've been a little unconventional. It didn't surprise me because the Filipinos tend to play a little bit unconventional most of the time.
Makes me think of Efren. See, he's just like, I know him, and I know he's a little unsure of himself, just like he was that last wreck.
Now, there's no rule that says you can't play safe right here either. And in 8-ball, if you start running out, if you don't get all the way out, you're going to lose the rack probably 99.5 times out of 100.
You better finish.
Right.
You better finish.
Now, the trouble ball for stripes is the 12. That's near the side, near the 3.
Right.
And
He's
it doesn't look like there doesn't look like there's much to, well, to move it out with. It'll bank cross side, Jay, and that's probably the best possible pocket for it. But at the same, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying. You see, he's been walking around the table for 2 minutes, and he's a little dazed and confused.
Well, I'm going to say this, though, on his behalf, and you may be right. This is a difficult layout to plan, even if you are an experienced 8-ball player.
Very generous of you.
Well, I think.
No, I agree. I agree. It's not
this
easy.
This is kind of challenging here.
He just doesn't play this game with confidence. Maybe that's the point I'm
Well,
trying to
yeah,
make.
I think that's a better way to put it, Jay. He's, you know, he doesn't see it, you know, as automatically as he would a rotation pattern.
Yeah, more experienced 8-ball player like Shane, he might have been done with his rack by now.
Yeah, or he might have played safe right off the gate knowing he couldn't get out.
Right.
And didn't want to start.
Right. Have we had Shane out here playing 8-ball yet?
No.
Of course, he's got a long way to go. If he's on the loser side after the second round, he'd have to win probably about 12 matches to get to the, final three.
Well, and he's still going to have to play a 9-ball final tomorrow as well. But that's, he's sitting in the hot seat, so he's just got to win one race to 9.
Yeah, whoever wins between Skyler and Thorson's got to beat him twice, right?
No, I can't see anybody beating Shane 2 sets in a row in 9-ball on a bar box.
Now so that's going to be tomorrow.
Rick's thinking it's tomorrow because we're going to try to get the semifinal between Skyler and Torsten in around 7 o'clock tonight.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure we're going to push the 9-ball final to tomorrow and have a doubles final, 8 and 9-ball.
That sounds interesting. Well, here we go, Carlo. Where are you going now?
Well, where he's going is probably back to his chair pretty soon because he can still maybe bank the 12 eventually, and actually he might need to do it after he plays the 13.
Well, that shot he just took, he was hoping to break the 12 out, but you saw him kind of wave his cue in the air after he shot it. He moved a whole bunch of balls, and he just barely touched the 12 with the 3, but all it did was tie it up more.
Jay, if he can get through this gap and make the 14 right now, I would shoot the 14 now, then I'd shoot the 13, and I'd bank the 12 as my last ball.
Now look what he's calling.
He's cross corner with the 12. Maybe the 3 blocks it from across side.
Listen, this is suicide. Sorry. I mean, you must make this ball, and it's a hard shot, even on a bar table. Wow. Yeah,
but he's still got a problem now because he's a little jacked up, and he's got a narrow window to get on that last stripe.
It looks like he made this ball that he wanted to, and he may have a real problem
here. Well, the problem here, Jay, is reaching it jacked up. He has like the top 16th of the cue ball to hit, and not much room to get shape. That may not come out far enough to cut it in. He may have to straight back this ball. I'm pretty sure he does, because if he can cut it in, but he's letting the cue ball go.
The cue ball is going to go flying.
Right. But
he's calling it. He's calling it in that corner. Is this call shot 8-ball?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a ball in pocket. Yeah.
Yeah, but like you said, he doesn't
well,
know where the
he might hit the 6. He'd be lucky if he can hit the 6 with the cue ball. Yep. But now, where's the 8 go?
Nowhere. The 4 is slightly in the way.
Does the 8 go cross side?
And I'm also looking to see if he can shoot it off the 3.
He can't.
You know what? Nah. It's too bad if that 4 was over just a hair. He could shoot the.
Yeah. I think he's got it. It's the only pocket he has is cross side. It may go up the corner, and if it does, he's really got to put a stroke on this. He's got to watch the cue ball. And when you're this close to the object ball, you know how tough these are, Jay. He missed it.
And he scratched. Does he lose the game on
that? No.
Okay.
Because the 8 didn't go in.
Okay. Well, Joey's gonna mop these up.
Oh, no question about it. Start with the 3 ball.
You let a world-class player like Joey Gray have ball in hand with an open table like this, and again, I'll use your percentage. 99 out of 100 times he's going to run out.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, he'll shoot the
2, then the 3.
Yeah. Just.
Carlo.
Actually, he may even go 2-4-3. Well, no, 2-3-4. That's fine.
This is a winner side match, isn't it?
Yes, I believe so.
Carlo and Dennis are flying home on Tuesday, and I think Carlo is ready to go back home to the Philippines.
Yeah.
He's a little homesick.
Oh, he's been here, what, 3-4 months?
No. They've been here since early in January.
Oh, since Derby?
So a couple months.
Okay.
Couple months. He doesn't travel as well as Dennis yet, and that's a big consideration. If you're going to be a world-class pool player, you've got to be able to travel from continent to continent and handle the different environments.
I don't think people realize how much the flying really can take out of you. I mean, with not only just the time in the airplanes, the airports, the hotel food, different bed every night, all of these things.
And some players handle it better than others.
Very much so.
His two compatriots here, Dennis and Warren Kiamko, they adjust well. Carlos still has had problems. He's only been here. This is only his third time to the United States. And
I think he might also be just a little burnt out from all the pool the last 4 or 5 weeks, Jay, with Derby, the Swanee, Sacramento, the challenge match, all that stuff.
Yeah, he hasn't taken a break.
Right.
Dennis, Dennis didn't come up to hard time.
That's right.
He said, I need the break because next week I know I'm going to be busy.
That's right.
And he was right.
And he made a good financial choice, too. I mean, he could have picked up 3, 4, 5 grand in Sacramento, but he could pick up 3, 4 times that here.
Well, as you know, he won the one pocket yesterday. That was worth
57.
And he'd like to do good in the 8-ball.
Sure.
That's got it. First prize in this has got to be 6,000.
I think it'll be that and maybe a little more.
Well, while we're having our little chat, Joey took care of this rack.
Yep.
Well, let's see, 221 players. That's 22,100 with 5,500 added, 27,100. Yeah, you could have a $7,000 first prize. That would be nice.
And you'll have earned every dollar of it, too.
In this field. So we're going to have a full day of play today in the 8-ball. There's how many tables out there going? What do they got, 40?
We have 40 total. We have 39 out there plus this one.
And I look around the room, every table has got a match going on it. Remember, there's a women's division with like 40 or 50 players.
51 women.
Well, you're talking 272 players now.
No, every table will be in use today. Probably they played an 11:30 p.m. round last night, and they may have to do that again tonight to get to a reasonable amount of players tomorrow. So we've got a early, a fairly, by 9, 10 o'clock in the evening done. And we've got an 8-ball final to play tomorrow. We've got a 9-ball final most likely playing tomorrow.
I wonder how deep they want to go in the 8-ball today. It'd be nice if they get down to like their last 16 players. That would be great.
Yeah, they may even want to go deeper than that because they've got, well, they've got the women too. But I mean, by the time we get to late tonight, it's not going to be a problem of tables. It's going to be just a problem of
all the rounds you got to play.
Yeah, the continuous play just to get where they need to get.
Well, as you can see, it looks like the 10-ball and the 1-ball are a little tied up there.
Yeah, he's going to open that right now. See, now there's an example, Jay. If you know you're going into the 10, you've got to know that you got to move it to where it has a pocket. So I would have hit that firmer to make sure it hit that bottom cushion and came out. You've got the 13 in front of the side for insurance, even if you whacked it. And of course, I see it, there's a lot of similarities between 8-ball and straight pool. And being a straight pool player, I tend to look at that. So see, he had to hit it again. And now he finally has got it open, but it took him 2 shots to do that.
He's got a problem down here with his 11-ball, too.
He can get in there. He can get in there, yeah.
That's what he's looking at now. How am I going to get to that 11?
It's actually, it's a question of not leaving the 11 too long. There's a standard axiom in straight pool, 8-ball, those type of games. You want to get your problems off the table as early as possible in the rack. The longer you wait, the less chances you have, the less options you have.
Are you writing that down out there? Good advice, Kenny.
Well, I didn't invent it.
I wish somebody had told me that about 40 years ago. I was the worst straight pool player you ever saw. I wanted to shoot all the easy shots.
Well, you know, you can do that and run 14 or 15 balls, and
Yeah,
then
right.
you're going to sit down.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, I could run a rack. Carlo's taking this 10 ball right now.
Well, he had to, and that was the right choice. I would want to shoot the 13, then the 11, having the ball next to the side as my safety ball after I shoot the 11, and I also can get to the 12 easily from the ball in the side.
Well, he didn't go that way.
Yeah.
I think he needs you coaching him.
Well, he may go here and then the 11. It just putting all his eggs in the one basket.
He's
or he
saving
could
the 11 for last.
Yeah, and he can do that too. But he's probably going to have to move the 2 when he shoots the 11. Watch this, Jay. There was almost no need to do that.
I agree
but
with you.
He's going to be all right.
Well, he managed to work his way through that rack, kind of a backwards fashion.
It wasn't textbook, but he got the job done. And now Joey has a chance to break for the match. Matter of fact,
now is this a TAR show that we're watching now? I know this event is a CSI produced event, but are we a TAR broadcast? I guess we are. I see the TAR sign out there.
Oh, it's streaming on TAR.
Oh, okay.
Of course, it's streaming on TAR.
TheActionReport.com.
Right.
Okay.
But the event is sponsored by CSI and Bad Boys Billiard Productions.
Is this a pay-per-view stream?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The first day was free and has been pay-per-view the rest of the week.
And how much do they charge for the week? Do you know?
I don't know. I thought I heard Justin say it's $10 or $12 a day.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's a discounted package for the entire week, and you can find that out by going to theactionreport.com if you still want to purchase the rest of today or tomorrow, where we'll be crowning a 9-ball champion and an 8-ball champion in both in men's and women's. I don't know if I think the women's 9-ball finished last night. I know Brittany Bryant was playing in the finals last night of 9-ball about 8 o'clock. I forget who her opponent was, but Brittany was on the winner's side, so she had to be beaten twice. And I did not get a chance to check the board or check with the tournament desk, but you guys can find out at home by going on to ctsondemand.com and see the live up-to-date tournament brackets. But we'll have an 8-ball champion in men's and women's tomorrow, as well as our all-around champions in men's and women's.
Looks like Shane's pretty much got it locked up for the men's all-around champion. I don't know anybody could beat him. I mean, he won the 10-ball. He's in the finals of the 9-ball.
Yeah. The fact is there's just nobody that went deep enough in those events. I think that can catch him. It's not official, but I think you're right.
Especially after he wins the 9-ball. 2 wins would pretty much lock it up.
Oh, for sure.
This was not Joey's best break here, I'll tell you.
But unlike Derby City, Jay, the all-around prize here is not the big prize that you're going for.
It's 1/10.
It's
2,000. Yeah, it's 2,000. But listen, 2,000 is 2,000. I'll say one thing. Even the men's 10-ball with only 105 players, these were world-class fields. I was very impressed with the quality of players we had here this week. I was saying, Kenny, these were world-class fields.
Yeah. Well, Jay, you've been around this event pretty much since it was born, some 21 years ago, and me about 15 years worth, 8 or 9 years with you at the Sands and then over here. But I'll tell you, this is an extremely prestigious event in the world of professional pool, and you can tell by the continual growth in the size of the field and the continual growth in the quality of the players that are entering.
It's the premier bar table event, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to Rick Jones about this yesterday. I said, we could easily call this the World Bar Table Championship. I mean, it basically is.
Meanwhile, Carlo missed his opening shot this rack.
I saw it.
Whether that will do him in this match or not, we don't know yet.
Well, it's all going to be about the stripe that's in between the 6 and the 7. That's the only ball of any consequence. I think if Joey can get the 11 out of there after the 12, go to the 9, maybe shoot the 13 and stop, he can get to that stripe in the right-hand side. That's the kind of the pattern I see from here. He may go to the 9 from here, or he could even go, if he could get on it, to shoot the stripe that's in between the 2 solids into the 11 as a combination.
Well, he's got a plan right now. He's
Yeah.
mapped the whole thing out right now.
He has. Yeah, you're right. Be careful. Be careful. You don't want to run into balls if you don't have to. Now
I don't
that
think
doesn't
that was
go.
on, I don't think that was on the map, was
No,
it?
he was trying to avoid hitting that. He wanted
Yeah.
to go to the left of it and play the 9 ball. Now, if he can't play the combination in the side, yeah, he has to play the combination in the side now.
Well, this is for the rack and the match right here. If he makes this one, this match is over. And if he misses it, it could go 4-4.
Well, he's got to be careful where the 7 ball goes here, Jay.
Well, he's got that safety valve, that 9 going up in the
Well,
corner.
I understand, but I'm saying the 7 could get tied up with something. It could move the 13. You got to be careful here. And you got to control the 14 ball.
You're
See,
right about
now-
the 7.
See, now he's tied the 9 up. He's got lucky. He can shoot the 9 right now in
How'd
the other
you know
corner.
that was going to happen? Come on, man. You've been watching this game a long time. That was a pretty good call.
I've played a little, Jay.
You know what? I didn't see that. I figured that. He can shoot the 9.
Yeah,
here.
he got very fortunate.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
still, that 7 could have rolled on top of the 9 where it wouldn't go in either pocket.
Yeah. If it had got between the 9 and the cue ball, he'd have been in big trouble.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right. Now you shoot the 13 in the side. You roll the cue ball right up into the 7, and you just got to make sure you have the proper angle on the last ball in the side. And it really doesn't matter because the 8 can go up in the long corner or down here in the lower left.
Well,
I would go right into the 6 ball here, full in the face.
Yeah. This match looks like history to me.
It is now.
Yeah. He just draws straight back.
Yeah.
Only thing he could do wrong would be to draw back on the other side pocket.
He's not. He's going to come to where his hand is.
Yeah. And that will do it. And send Carlo Biado to the loser's side.
Carlo started to get up. Joey saw it out of his peripheral vision
And he
and pulled
stood
up off the shot,
Yeah.
which is the thing you're supposed to do.
Right. Don't let him shark you.
That's right. Well, it wasn't a shark. He was going to concede, but then Carlo actually went to sit back down again, like, well, I'll make him shoot it. But once you do that, that you've pretty much said that's it.
Kenny, thank you very much.
Jay, thanks for being with
right.
me. All right.
Hang in there, buddy.
All right, Van, take care. Go take care of your guy. I think he needs you.